What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We appreciate you being here. We've got a great episode for you today. We're going to talk about the most important book of 2020, I think for the both of us, right?
You could say that.
And Riley has been pushing this book on not just me, but everybody in our ASFX community and everybody in her life.
Yeah.
The book is called The Four Agreements. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz. We're going to link it down below so everybody can go grab it. But what we're going to talk about today is not only why this book is so impactful to the two of us, but why I do believe it's important for every trader to read. The four agreements are four agreements that you have to make with yourself. Is that what it's really talking about? These are four sentences, four statements that you want to agree with yourself on in order to become more self-aware, become more aware of your actions, your thoughts, your emotions, and then, of course, take more control of them and dictate your future more because of that awareness. Is that pretty fair to say?
Yeah.
Why, before we get into the trading side of this, and again, I'm going to link this down below so everybody can grab it, like $6, $7, whatever it is on Amazon. Why is this book so important to you before we get into the trading stuff?
This book is important to me because of what it does for other people.
I love that answer.
Honestly.
Can you explain?
Like, if I could just give this book to everybody, I would. I'd try to.
Is that because you think you're already a pretty self-aware person and this is something that you think every person can use as an introductory thing into self-awareness?
Yes. So why I think this book is so important for other people, so especially for traders. Let me just answer that since you're probably a trader if you're listening to this. If you're a trader, most likely you've gotten into the trading world, and this might not be you, but you definitely know that this is the generalization of traders. They have very inflated egos, and they're not very aware of themselves. They don't understand why their emotions get the best of them and why they continue to fail in their trading careers over and over again. So if you're new to our show, welcome. If you're not new, you know that awareness is something we talk about all the time.
Self-awareness.
Yes, self-awareness, awareness, whatever you want to call it.
You want to be aware when you're peeing in the toilet so you don't miss, all that type of awareness.
So this book, it's super easy to read. It's super short, not a lot of words. Oops,
Which means it's like right up my alley.
Yeah, super easy to read, like I was saying. And if you're somebody that is new to being self-aware, you don't really know what that is, you're not really sure where to start, this author makes it so simple to understand. It's not too far-fetched out there where you're having to really follow his ideas. It's very, like I said,
applicable.
He puts it into very simple layman's terms that anybody can follow. And some of his examples and descriptions of things are so, like you said, applicable and relatable in real life. It's like,
who couldn't understand this?
Right. It's like, oh shit. And are we swearing on this podcast?
Sure.
I did. And for traders specifically, like I said, since a lot of the time the ego is so inflated, when they finish this book, it's almost just kind of like a wow. Like it stops them in their tracks and just full up opens the can of worms of self-awareness. Like this is a very, very good start to all of that. So
let's go through them because again, I want you guys to read the book. We wouldn't talk about it. We wouldn't put our name on it if we didn't think it was going to bring you value. Go into it with an open mind and you're guaranteed to take something from it. But to give you guys some context today, again, we're not going to go into the whole book and it isn't very long, but let's briefly touch on the four of them and I can kind of help hopefully tie them into at least how they've helped me in my trading and maybe even in my everyday life, in my business. So what's the first one?
Absolutely. So the first agreement, I'm just going to read on the inside of this book. He has this little panel here with each agreement and a brief description of it. I'm only going to read that because like we said, we want you to really read the book yourself. So the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity, say only what you mean, avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. So when you first hear that, you're like, how in the world do I apply that to trading? What does that mean?
I thought about this one for 30 seconds, not even, and I already knew.
Tell me.
It's talking to me about how I talk to myself. So a lot of people, we just got off a call with Jace, put up a new video on the channel. You guys go check that out, talking about your why and tapping into your why. And he was talking about how his self-talk at first was very negative and tapping into his why helped change that self-talk. He became more impeccable with his words. So the word impeccable to me in this sentence means very direct, intentful, and with purpose. So when it says be impeccable with your word, I want to make sure I'm thinking about everything that I say to myself. Am I a good trader or am I being negative to myself saying you're a stupid trader, you're an idiot? How about this trade? Did I need to take this trade? Well, why am I in this trade? Talking yourself through this trade. Where's my TDI? for those of you that trade ASFX, you'll know what I mean. Where's the EMAs? Where are these things? Those are important questions that you do need to be impeccable with your word on. And then when you act on it, where are the EMAs, where are the TDI, take the trade, be honest with yourself. And that was hard for me at first. And I think it's hard for a lot of people to be honest with themselves about all of their trades. But if you're impeccable with the words that you write into your trading checklist, and you're impeccable with the words that you use to analyze yourself at the end of every day, I think you're, again, there's no goal. You're just taking steps towards more self-awareness. The goal, of course, is better trading, more profitable trading, more consistent trading, but you're taking steps towards self-awareness by just saying, hey, how am I talking to myself? Am I being overly negative? And one thing Jace mentioned, and I would definitely say, journaling. You guys know we're big journalers.
Exactly what I was going to say.
The journaling, I think, can help you pay more attention to it because honestly, you think you're being positive towards yourself, but you're probably still being a little bit too negative. I think most people initially are. Unfortunately, humans are negative.
And when you say that, just to give context, it doesn't necessarily mean you're being negative in the sense of, oh, you're stupid. Like, I mean, it very well could be.
It could be that dramatic.
It could even be in the sense of when you're talking about your future, you're talking about it as if like your hopes and dreams aren't going to happen.
Good point.
It's not going to be real life. It's like that's negative self-talk
100%.
too, and not being impeccable with your word because you can achieve anything you want.
I love that.
And you have to believe that. So journaling definitely helps with the first agreement. Ready to move into the second one?
Yes.
So the second agreement, which I love, the second and third tie together, but I love them all. So don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering.
I love that. And I think that to me, instantly, my first thing is I am Austin, the trader. I am not the results of my trading. I've had losing months, losing quarters. That doesn't make me a loser. I'm Austin. I have so much more value in the world. Why would I take my trading results so personally? The system might be changing. The market might be changing. I might be off for a couple of days, and you have to accept yourself as a human that you have those flaws in order to not take this personally. Trading is not a personal thing. Gambling is. People associate their gambling with their personality very much. This is a business. There's no room for taking this stuff personally. And in the same sense, like with the social media stuff, I would kind of apply that into like, don't look at what everybody else is doing, because then you're going to take the stuff that they're doing and compare it to your own, and then you're taking it personally.
Well, let's move right into the third one, because that's where I was going to tie social media in with the second and third one. So the third agreement is don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life.
Dude, people are going to love this video. They're going to buy this book right now because they're going to be reading this. They're going to be like, oh, I need this.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Why don't you start this one?
Yeah. So with the tying that together, that don't take anything personally and don't make assumptions. Like you just said, we live in a world, an era of social media. And that is so, so important because you see all of these traders, regardless where they're at in their journey. They could be somebody like you, for instance. And still, you have to be aware not to make the assumption and to take it personally, to initially compare yourself to them and think that because they're in their own lane, doing their own thing, wherever they're at in their journey and your exact situation doesn't look like theirs, then you get negative on yourself.
And then it goes back to the first one.
Yeah. It's like, and that's not okay because you need to accept your journey and where you are right now because your journey, it's not the same as that person. Like you guys aren't identical twins. You're not living identical lives. It's totally, totally different. So it's like, you have to stay in your own lane and not make assumptions about things. And also on the flip side of what you typically see, like the Lambos and all the cash and the ladies on the cars.
Everything I post all the time.
Whatever these like traders post like that, I don't know.
Don't call them traders. They're just people.
Whatever they post, it's like you can't make the assumption either that your life is going to directly look like that when you start trading because that's just not realistic.
We're going to make another video and talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think too about these three agreements together, how they all like kind of work together. Mm-hmm. You have to take that with this. You know,
they all go together. They all build on top of one another. It is not
one or the other. It is four agreements that you have to work towards being better at every day.
Which goes right into the fourth agreement.
Do your best.
Yep.
Fourth one is do your best every day. I'm good at that. I've been doing that my whole life. That's the high achiever in me. If I do something, I do it. What did I say to you the other day? I feel it comes out of my mouth all the time. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it the biggest, the best, the fastest, the whole thing. That's me.
Let me read them the little blurb quick. So that, like he said, the fourth one is always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be difficult when you are healthy as opposed to, not difficult. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret.
I have this thing in me that like, it is a chip on my shoulder that is just like, if you're doing it, bro, do it. If I'm on the treadmill, don't walk. We're jogging. We're running. We're going hard. If I'm on the Stairmaster, if you're at 9, crank it to an 11. Like, if we're going to do this, do it more. Do your best. And then even push that. So I think it translates into my trading too. Do your best. And let me just say this. This is how I would tie that back. This is perfect. Do your best means being impeccable with your word, not attaching the results, not attaching to the results, and saying that you are those results, and then not comparing yourself to other people. That to me is doing your best. If I don't make money, like I've lost trades. We've seen me blow up pretty large trades. If I'm not doing my best every day, then I'm not going to be growing and I'm not going to ever be able to come back from that. So sticking with this idea of do your best, even when you're down, even when you take a loss, it's hard. It is very, very hard. So it takes a lot of self-awareness, but it is possible. And I think it is the glue that keeps the other three together.
Yeah, and I was just going to add on to the fourth one, just a little in how I would kind of describe the fourth one, a little bit different. Always do your best, yes, but it's also accepting that every moment is your best. And like
the sick versus the healthy.
Right. Like not every day are you going to wake up and be able to run 10 miles. Like your best that day might be 5 and that's okay.
Facts.
You don't have to take your approach to it where it's like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Cause it's like, that's where you can, if you're not careful, get so negative on yourself very quick and think you're not doing enough.
I'm with you. Yeah. I agree with you, but I'm going to disagree with you because I would still say it on that day where you only get 5 miles. If you really gave it your all, you gave it your best. So you're still, as long as you're aware of that, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm not saying you got to get to the 10, I'm saying just still do your best.
Right. In 100%. Every moment, it's accepting yourself as the best as it is.
You are the best.
You did your best.
I mean, like this comes back to like what we think of human beings. Like you've helped me and I think I've helped you in different ways. But one of the things you've helped me in is every human is just a human. And we're all perfect in our own way. And if you can understand that and accept that, I might see you do something and I could say, she could do better. But I don't know what you're going through that day. I don't know what else is on your mind. You might have just done your absolute best. Who am I to judge?
Absolutely.
Can't judge in that situation. Can't make an assumption about the quality of your potential work. So there you go, back to the second one. Third one, don't make assumptions. So they all tie together. But if you keep this idea that everybody's a human and everybody is the perfect version of themselves, they're exactly where they're supposed to be at this moment. Maybe they're a little fat and they're going to work on that. They're not as smart in one area. They're going to work on that. They're still going to do their best. If they read this book and they can internalize these things, they can grow. They can move forward and you can respect people being perfect in that way. And I think that has helped me too. So this is good. I'm telling you, people are going to like this video. Do you have anything else you want to add to this? Or do we want to just make them go read it? It's short. I feel like we just gave them the whole thing almost.
We did, but we didn't.
No, there's good examples.
We also did not even scratch the surface of anything because he also explains just like it's only one paragraph about how he explains like your mind is like a garden and all these thoughts and words that you're putting into it are like seeds. And if you nurture these seeds, that's the plant that's going to grow. He doesn't emphasize that the whole way throughout the book, but it's something that I like to emphasize and I talk about like all the time. So just to tie it all together like quickly. But if you are constantly talking negative to yourself and that's the seed that you're watering because that's what you continue to do, it might grow a flower in your garden, but it's going to be a flower of negativity. So it's like if you stop watering that flower, eventually it's going to die. And if you start planting seeds of positivity and things you actually want to do in your life and you water those, your life's just going to change drastically.
Go watch the video we just posted with Jace and then go watch the video that I did with him a year ago. And you'll see just a different person. Yeah. And this is part of that.
Jace is a totally different person since I first met him.
And there's a lot of people that we could say that to, but we'll give Jace the credit since we just got off that video with him. So, listen, everybody watching, we appreciate you guys. You know that we always do. We're going to get back to doing these videos now that we're back from Colorado. We've got no trips till the end of the year. We're just going to be grinding it out through the election, through everything else, continue to work, continue to grow. But this is a part of it. Self-development is a big thing. So grab the book. We'll put it in the description down below. I'll put Riley's Instagram down below as always. Shoot us any questions that you guys have. Riley, no crystal fact today.
No crystal fact today.
We've got some new ones around the house, so stay tuned. We'll show you some new ones. We got some from Colorado, and they're really, really cool. Can we get a special word for the comments below for if they've watched this far?
The special word is...
personal freedom.
Okay.
Right at the top of the book.
Yeah.
that's what this book can help you really move
And
towards.
I thought about the crystal fact, but I don't think I'm going to do it anymore because I'm going to start doing that on Mindful Ladies. Make them go follow that.
Well, we can't say too much about that yet.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. So grab the book. It's in the description. We appreciate you guys as always, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you later. I almost said adios, and I kind of combined them. Whoops. Bye.
You're a goofball, right?